Hello everyone, I'm David and welcome back to Octalk, the series where we talk about ocarinas and other music related topics. In my last video, I asked you guys for suggestions on what I should cover, and you guys overwhelmingly would like to know about double and triple ocarinas. So today we're just going to have a little bit of a crash course on what these ocarinas are, how they work, and the different types that are available on the market today. Most of you are already probably familiar with 12-hole ocarinas, which they just have 10 holes on the top, 2 thumb holes on the bottom. Double and triple ocarinas are essentially 12-hole ocarinas with little ocarinas attached to them. They're primarily used for extending the range of a 12-hole ocarina, so we call them multi-chamber ocarinas. This is a single-chamber ocarina. This is an example of a double ocarina. This is my Maparam double alto C, and you can see that it has the basic 12-hole shape here, but it has an additional chamber here that you can actually see the 2 chamber holes here that you blow into. Here we have my triple alto C, which is 3 chambers. This is the first chamber, similar to a 12-hole, has the Taiwanese style subholes, 1 for each finger. You have the second chamber, and then the third chamber. There are 2 different styles of double and triple ocarinas. The one that we're most familiar with today is the Vicinelli, and this gives you the maximum amount of notes in a single ocarina. Vicinelli was an Italian ocarina maker who pioneered this extended range ocarina, and so this type of ocarina is named in his honor. Essentially how it works is you play the first chamber exactly like you would a 10 or a 12-hole ocarina, working your way from right to left. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D with this thumb hole in the back. Then you actually switch from the first chamber to the second chamber to get the high E, F, G, A, B with this split hole, and then high C. 2 full octaves on a double ocarina. On a triple, just continuing from there, high C on the second chamber, then you switch to the third chamber to get a high C sharp or D flat, then a D, E, F, and G, 2.5 octaves. The other style of ocarina is known as the Pacchioni or P style in honor of Giorgio Pacchioni, who invented this just in the last couple years. This is one of his ocarinas, and rather than focusing on extending the range as much as possible, he wanted to focus on just making it as easy as possible to play different harmonies and to just make sense of the chamber switching. On the V style ocarinas, you go from a high D and chamber switch to get to the high E. Pacchioni came up with this really cool idea to overlap the notes. So you can get to a high D on the first chamber, if you'd like, with the thumb hole, and then switch to the second chamber and get a high C. And from there you can just think about the harmonic possibilities of playing a C here and a G here, or D, A, just doing different types of bichords. You can think of it kind of like a guitar or a violin, where each string starts on a different note, but they share some of the same notes depending on the fret or finger placement. So the second chamber goes from C, D, E, F, G, and the third chamber actually starts on F, A, B flat, and C. So even though the P style has a shorter range of 2 octaves compared to the V style ocarinas, this makes more sense. So those are the different styles of ocarina. Doubles and triples actually come in a variety of different keys. This one starts in the same range as an alto C. This is actually a soprano G model. It's like its little baby brother. And so the first chamber is the same as a soprano G, and it just adds another 5 or 6 notes to it to give it a full 2 octaves. Basically making it like the top 2 chambers of a triple ocarina. There's a couple other keys you can find them in as well, such as soprano F, alto G, alto F. There's even a couple different bass ocarinas. But if you're just getting started into multi-chambers, I would highly recommend that you start on an alto C model. Just like the subhole differences on some 12-hole ocarinas, there's also some differences on the second chamber. A really quirky thing about double and triple ocarinas is some notes are a little bit more difficult to play, specifically the F sharp. Depending on the ocarina maker, there are 3 ways to play the F sharp note on the second chamber. On most doubles and triples, you can simply go E, F, and you switch out these 2 fingers to get F sharp. because sometimes there's some funky tuning going on with that particular note. Some ocarina makers like Focalink Stein have tried to make it a little bit easier by adding a subhole, particularly for the F sharp. What you would do is you would go E, F, F sharp with that little half hole there, and then uncover it for G. F, F sharp, G. The Stein Forte model, however, for their double and triple, uses a different variation of that, where you would go F, and there's a subhole for the G hole that you cover first, and then uncover for G. F, F sharp, G. It is possible to play the F sharp that uses your pinky, but like I said, it does vary on the ocarina maker on how in tune that position is going to be. Songbird actually tried to compensate for this by adding both of those subholes on their new double ocarinas. As you can see here, it has a split hole for the ring finger, just like on the first double ocarina I showed you, and then it has the subhole for the middle finger, so you can actually choose between 3 different fingerings for the F sharp. F sharp by lifting your ring finger and switching it with the pinky, by using the split hole, or by using the subhole there. Those are the main 3 styles you'll find out there on the market, so it's best to actually find someone who has a double ocarina already, and then you can see which one's more comfortable for you. Or just buy them all with your Monopoly monies. And then just to recap the ranges, the single chamber has an octave and a half, double chamber has 2 octaves plus 2 notes because of the subholes. Triple ocarinas are 1 note shy of 3 octaves, and then they actually make quadruple ocarinas that go over 3 octaves, about an octave plus 3 notes. Those ocarinas are around $1,000 to $1,500, so you're gonna be a serious ocarina player to invest in one of those. I have a couple more videos planned for you guys that are gonna go in depth to how to play double and triple ocarinas, including some finger exercise and tips and tricks with stuff like how to do better chamber switching, and then also how to play by chords, which is really fun to do. That's gonna do it for this crash course in double and triple ocarinas. If there is a topic that you guys would like me to cover in a future video, please leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and then also subscribe if you haven't already. I have some awesome tutorial and music videos coming up very soon that you're not gonna wanna miss. Thank you guys so much, keep making music, and I will see you all in the next video.